This is my main squeeze. Also, been loyal since day one, and even when times got tough, I could always count on her. This is Siggy, my side chick. We just met a couple weeks ago and we've been hanging out a lot lately. The only problem is, I kinda like her. I'm sure we all know how this is gonna turn out. Before you guys start pointing fingers and calling me a cheater and how I don't deserve a good piece of polymer when I see one, I would like to take the time out and explain to you how this so-called thing even came about. But first, B-roll please. Around this time is when a tradition kicks off where people literally kill themselves trying to find the best deal shopping worldwide. As crazy as it sounds, for the first time I actually made an attempt to look around to see if I could really find a deal that would be worth me showing you guys, since this has become a thing on the channel. Oddly, out of all the places that could possibly become an option for a deal, I happened to stumble across a Cabela's ad in the mailbox. The first thing that caught my attention on the front page was a setup that I've been eyeing for a while. Enter the 6-hour P320. The most sexiest son of a I've ever laid my eyes on. Did I mention that it's already equipped with the Romeo 1 red dot? Did I also mention that this complete package, originally valued at $1,000, was on sale for $699.99? Obviously this was a major steal, but just to verify, we'll run some numbers here shortly to see if it is in fact a good investment. Coming from a Glock guy, I was a little hesitant to pull the trigger, cause you know that saying, once you go Glock, well, you know the rest. But then something magical happened. As soon as I picked it up, everything just felt right. Like as if we belonged together. Kinda like that Mariah Carey song, but without the lip syncing and the alcohol. The ergonomics behind this beautiful sculpture was defined to become a sex symbol to lure in vulnerable guys who put themselves out on a limb because their current partner isn't satisfying them. I mean, when you find a gun where you can change the frame like you change your underwear after eating Poncho's hot sauce on Friday nights, the lust can become intensifying. It's like Legos, but for men. With the One Piece trigger group, if you thought Glock triggers were baloney, you might want to throw away yours after shooting a SIG P320. I'm joking, but not really, because it does eliminate that annoying grit you feel right when you hit the wall when firing. Now, if Glock could duplicate the P320's internals, then we'd be having a different conversation. But since this isn't, here we are listening to me venting about why love only costs 5.5 pounds. See what I did there? Okay, Aaron, here you go with another one of your rants. We get it. It's a cute gun that may have you look back at it once or twice, and I gotta give it to you. The design of the gun looks like it was made for the HDTV network, but it comes with a red dot that barely even passes QC in the warehouse. The feedback is so inconsistent, even my internet at home has better connection. Why not just buy an RMR instead? Well, before we put a label on the Romeo 1 red dot, let's state a couple of facts here. We all know what the RMR brings to the table, a proven, reliable piece of excellence, which is technically in a group of its own. Sometimes due to fairy tale feedback on the web, we often steer away from the red dot's job description. Of course there are several, but I've narrowed them down to the simplest form, and yours might be different from mine, but I find these to fit my personal preference. Number 1, it has to work. Like, does it function? Number 2, it has to be reliable to a degree, meaning if the gun goes bang about 1,000 times, the red dot has to be reliable 1,000 times. Number 3, which in my opinion is the most important one, can it hold its zero while operating in harsh conditions? Since we all know that tactical pew is a must on the channel, this would be a perfect environment to put the Romeo 1 red dot to the test. And by that, I mean torture test. And this is the part where we pause the video and cue the evil face emoji. It will be interesting to see if the red dot is actually able to keep up with the 6-hour P320, and I'll keep you guys updated if anything out of the ordinary happens. So now we move on to the purpose of this video. Does it really make sense to spend $700 on a gun that would be on the front cover of Vogue magazine, comboed with an average red dot? After further research, I've come to the conclusion that you're technically just spending money on the P320 and the Romeo 1 is the prize from the Happy Meal. Average prices online for the SIG P320 will range from as low as $550 to about $650. Add the Romeo 1 optic, which will cost another $200 to $300, and we're looking at a little over $750 without tax. I'm gonna chalk this up as a W in the win column if you're looking for a reliable entry red dot that you don't mind putting bruises to. So what does that leave me with my Glock 17? Well, I still have a place in my heart for my first love connection, and I've learned a lot since then. And just like all broken relationships, we move on and grow as individuals. Maybe one day I can rekindle that same fire I once had with it and get it the RMR it deserves. But don't get it twisted, she's still my main squeeze. If you guys are interested in the P320 Romeo 1 Red Dot combo, I'll have it linked down in the description below. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. As always, if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button. To watch more content like this in the future and would like to be notified for instant updates, go ahead and smash the subscribe button and the bell notification icon as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.